Warning: the following podcast, which contains strong language and mature content, is unsuitable for children or for the faint of heart. The subject matter discussed will be frightening and graphic in nature. Listener discretion is advised.
When you wanna hear about the paranormal, you get the Spooked Girls. True crime that makes you hypothermal. With the three Spooked Girls, stabby snippets will give you dreams. Tara and Jessica will make you along with the Spooked Girls. Bring on the slaughter, we on that haunted ground. Spooked Girls. The three Spooked Girls.
Hey Spooksters, and welcome back to another episode here on Three Spooked Girls. My name is Tara, and as always, I'm here with my girlfriend Jessica.
Hello.
Hello. And today we're bringing you another state urban legends. We're going to travel over to Minnesota today. But before we get started, if you are new here, hello, welcome. Thank you for checking out the show. Returning Spooksters, welcome back. We are now back to their regular scheduled programming because we had Spooktober, which was so much fun. So much fun.
It really was.
It was. We had a lot of cool trivia. If you guys missed those, go check those out. If you would like to hang out with us on social media, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. We are everywhere. And exciting news, we just got verified on Instagram, so that's fun.
Woo woo.
Woo, yes. I was going to say, are we real podcasters now? But I'm like, what have we been doing these last 6 years? Being pretend.
Being pretend.
But yeah, super exciting. And we have our amazing Facebook group that is Three Spooked Girls Official. You guys can go check that out and hang out with other spooksters. That's where Secret Satan is and everything, pretty much everything else. It's a fun little pocket. And if you are a reader, we have our book club, Spookster Literary Society. This month we are reading The Pumpkin Spice Cafe because last month, I think last month's book scarred most people. Those that were at the meeting, you guys know. Yeah, that book was terrifying, but I loved it. But it was really creepy, especially the audiobook. But yeah, we're reading like a little cute, smutty, small town, grumpy, sunshiny type of book.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm so excited because she has other ones in this series, and they're for like other seasons and holidays and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, I try to read at least a couple on-theme books during Christmas time. So if I like this one, I'm going to read that one too. I think it's like Christmas Tree something.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Oh, side note, there's this really cute, like, cozy series that's Christmas themed. They're short, but I read like 4 or 5 of them. And the main character gets like, her car goes off into a snowbank. Of course, some lady comes and helps her and saves her because, like, you know, her car's not running, all of that stuff. And they literally go to like, think like in the Santa Claus movies, the North Pole.
Oh my God, I feel like I've listened to this book.
It's like North Pole and Stars Hollow like combined.
I think
you might have, because they're not very long. I can't remember what they're called. I might have read them like 2 years ago, but let me look on my Goodreads.
To my Audible.
They'll pop up at some point. Oh, okay, I found it. So it is a series by Mona Marple is the author's name. The first one is called Christmas Corpse.
Oh, no, this is not what I've heard.
Okay, it's very Hallmark, very cheesy, but I liked them. And I feel like everybody needs a little bit of like distraction with life right now. So I felt like that's a good one to share. Oh, okay. So it looks like I've read 4 of them and there's 5 or 6 out. So I'll have some more to read on top of everything else. But anyway, if you're in book club and you want to hang out with us virtually once a month, go over there for that. And if you would like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/3spookedgirls. For as little as $1, you get 1 bonus episode a month. 5 and up get video content. Work has been nuts for both Jessica and I. I'm working on the video versions of all of our episodes from last month. So if you're part of our 5 and up crew, you will get that. So today we're going to talk about Minnesota urban legends. I'm excited because when we made our list of like us covering different states and stuff, I totally forgot like when I went to research them, I had to go look at the list. And I'm like, I know nothing about Minnesota, like folklore, really. So this was a journey. It's very interesting. So our first one has a great name. It's called Hairy Man of Vergas Trails.
Love it.
Right? According to legend, the hairy man may make you think twice before venturing out deep into the woods. The eerie twists and turns of the Vergas Forest trails and tales of the hairy man even caught the attention of sci-fi show Haunted Highway, which traveled to Minnesota for their own investigation. Aggressive and thought to be caused by many strange animal attacks, each witness describes the hairy man as a 7 or 8 foot tall humanoid with shaggy long hair and odd musky odor, and always barefoot, which obviously like a human would not be barefoot in the snow. And I'm like, are we describing Bigfoot?
Right? I'm like, did we just rename Bigfoot again? I feel like that.
Right. So one resident from the area recalls their encounter with the hairy man. And according to her, what happened was she was snowmobiling through the trails. The enormous Bigfoot jumped out brandishing a large stick. It gonna whack you.
They know tools.
Another witness recounts his frightening encounter when the hairy man charged out of the woods and pounded huge dents on the hood of his car.
Wow.
Right? I'm like, maybe you woke him up from a nap.
I mean, I feel like if I was like napping nearby or even just like nearby and a vehicle ran up on me, I'd be like, I'm going to punch you in the face. And it did, just in the hood.
He did. Additional evidence surfaced when a local resident discovered a skull with bizarre non-human features. The nasal cavity bone was missing, the eye sockets were quite small, and there wasn't enough room in the skull cavity to hold a large human brain, so like a full-grown, like human brain. While the skull hasn't been scientifically studied, it remains a curious discovery. The only way to find out the truth may be to trek into the dark woods of the Vergas Trails yourself and search for the hairy man. No, he sounds angry, so I'm not gonna search for him.
Also, I kind of want to just point out, like, could this skull have just been from, like, a person owning a legal pet, like a gorilla?
True.
Or a chimpanzee?
Yeah, I was like, what has beady eyes?
Also, what if it's just a person who's really deformed and now you've called them out? I mean, they're dead, so they have, like, they're maybe in the afterlife they have feelings.
I hope they haunt you.
Right? They're like, this bitch found my skull and has just made me feel like the ugliest person on the planet.
Literally.
Haunt their asses.
Right. Alrighty, so our next one is titled Kensington Runestone. The Kensington Runestone was originally discovered in 1898 by Olaf Oman. Inscribed with mysterious runic markings, it was first alleged to be left behind by Scandinavian explorers in the 1300s. But after extensive study, the stone is largely accepted as a 19th century hoax.
Oh.
Some continue to believe the stone's authenticity, but now you can go check it out yourself at the Runestone Museum in Alexandria.
Does the marking say, do you want to build a snowman?
Oh my God, I would fucking die. That would be so funny. Disney stole the line. So this next one, I'm going to really try to say it correctly, but sorry. Nope Ming Sanitarium. This area has like so much going on with it, and it would be an interesting like full episode. But the reason why it's like creepy and stuff is because they have unmarked graves on the property, and the sanitarium throughout the decades was home to the ill and elderly, and the doors opened in 1912 for tuberculosis patients, like most of these places did. Tons of patients died from this disease. Not surprising. Ghost Adventures and the Duluth Paranormal Society have investigated here, and many believe this place is still haunted. So there is all kinds of happenings. That's also another one we could do like a full thing on. This one was popping up a lot for me. So our next one is Gray Cloud Island. And in this little community just south of the metro, many claim to have been followed by a mysterious white pickup truck that later disappears. Another common sighting is of a man wearing a flannel shirt holding a hunting rifle. He appears at random and seems to be translucent. Many skeptical people claim these were merely locals going about their business, but that's up for you guys to decide. And when I was looking up trying to find legends, there was so many people in this one Reddit thread I read that had weird shit happen at Gray Cloud Island. So now I have a quick honorable mention. I'm not going to go into details with this one. So the Wendigo was listed as part of Minnesota Urban Legends. If you guys missed that episode or would like to re-listen, it is episode 359 and the published date was August 11th, 2022.
I'm still not a fan of it.
So our next one is the Lake Pepin, I think that's how you say it, serpent. Now this is going to be similar to Nessie vibes, but they call this one Peppy. Oh, it's a girl, by the way. So they call her Peppy and that's her name. And I'm like, oh my God, that's like Nessie. This is so cute. She has said to have been spotted swimming around the lake for decades. They want you to know Peppy is friendly, so friendly and loved that there are festivals like held in her honor and stuff. And I love that.
I love it.
I'm like, oh my gosh, another one we have to go to, right? So cute. So our next one is a haunted ship, the haunted ship of Duluth. It's said that several spirits claim the ship, the William A. Irvin, as their home. The captain of the ship is said to still do his patrols. He mainly stays in the cabin's chair overlooking his beautiful ship. And if you have a chance to go tour the captain's quarters, because yes, you can go there, there's been tons of reports of people just having weird vibes and definitely thinking it's haunted.
Ooh.
Also, in 1964, a boiler tube broke and exploded, killing William Worry instantly. Some people say he's still on board, which I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure there's a similar one with like Queen Mary, like in the boiler room. I remember that.
I feel like boiler rooms are really volatile.
Yes, especially back then. Like no fucking fire codes, just like figure it out, it's fine.
But like there's no rhyme or reason to what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. The source from this one, the reporter on this legend, went with the Duluth Paranormal Society, who I mentioned a moment ago, and they did like EVP sessions and stuff like that, and they said they got some evidence. So Minnesota, you're very haunted apparently, so that's fun.
Sounds like it.
I like this. The next one is the Glen Sheen Mansion, which is also in Duluth. I'm like, all the haunted things are here, I swear. So the Glen Sheen Mansion was the site of Minnesota's most notorious homicide. And it's not as old as you think. In 1977, Elizabeth Congdon, the heiress who inherited the mansion, was found murdered in her bed. Her nurse's body was discovered on the grand staircase, so they were both murdered or something. This building is now owned by the University of Minnesota Duluth, and it is said to be the most haunted house in the state. After hours, employees have heard screaming. Some also have claimed to see a white lady, dressed, of course, in period clothing, wandering through the mansion. Which I'm like, okay, that means something else would be there because, well, I guess period clothing just means like from when they were from. Is that what that means?
I mean, technically, yes. I think in our mind, when we see period clothing, we automatically think like the 1800s or like the 1700s.
Which is what I was doing. But I'm assuming 70s.
But technically, if I were to say like period clothing and I was talking about the 20s, I'd be talking like a flapper dress. That would be period appropriate clothing. So is she wearing bell bottoms?
I don't know. I guess.
A peasant top?
We're going to have to go find her and see.
Ma'am, we need answers.
All right, so our last Minnesota legend for the episode is Dead Man's Trail, and this is located at Thief River Falls. This is also another site of legendary tragedy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and this one's like so sad. So while on the trail, a Native American woman's baby was carried away by the swift moving river.
No.
Nightmare. The baby was swept over the falls and onto the rocks below. The woman cursed the river, and visitors to the site claim they have seen her apparition wandering the area or heard her cries as she searches for her baby.
You guys can't see my face, but it's sad.
Right?
I am. Oh my God.
Well, now that I have traumatized you all and Jessica, that's going to wrap this week's Urban Legends episode up for us. I hope you enjoyed. Minnesota's super interesting with their legends. So if you want us to deep dive on any of these, please let us know on socials in the Facebook group, because a couple of those I definitely want to do. Anyways, with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off, and we will see you next week. Bye, guys.
Toodles.